Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Daniel's Southern Adventures, and welcome to a different area. We are actually outside, and I'm going to give all of you the opportunity to take a tour of my garden. And it's late June here in North Carolina. Right here in Charlotte, it's Zone 8A. So we have a long, hot growing season with mild winter. And it's perfect for growing lots of things. If you're a little pitter patter, that is Delilah down there. She has not been seen on the channel. Hey! We only got her like 2 months after Snowy was put down. But she is a mess. And she might follow me around, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this as clearly as possible because it's hot. Like literally yesterday it got up to like 105 degrees. And there's bees, so you might hear a buzzing by and my head. Okay, so let's start with the deck. There's stuff behind me. There's stuff over there. There's stuff in that direction. Oh, sorry. I might call her Delilah once. Okay, but let's start right here on the deck. Okay, so on the deck, we have this is a pineapple guava tree right here. It needs water. We got it from the local hardware store. Don't know how old it is, probably a year old. And these right here are a very cool little Napoli. They're a type of Roma tomato, but they're made for like patios and balconies, and these are reaching the end of their life, producing their last 2 tomatoes. And then over here, if you can see that right there is a sago palm that I also got from, well, I got that and another plant from my family's house in Florida. They are very spiky, the ends of the leaves are, and it's producing new fronds, which is really wonderful. And then if we look over here, we have normal tarragon, which came back. I thought it was evergreen, but no. Oh, let me let her in. I'm getting her out in this hat. I wore this hat because I have a lot of hair right now. This right here is a lemon balm. I got a hydrangea and a little tiny banana plant. Now this is called Leaf of Life. And this is only a year old. So I don't know how they are in their natural habitat, which is Madagascar. I think that's where they come from. But this thing is a succulent. And this is probably the tallest one I've seen. And it's got children, as I call it, down here in the pot. There's some in the house. There's 2 over there. Oh. See, I'm only going to drop a leaf right here, and it's going to root and form one of these, which is why it's called the Leaf of Life. So there's 4 pots behind, beneath the tripod and around. So let's show you those. Okay, so when I have a lot of things in wide angle, you can see the garden hiding there. So this is probably the biggest banana plant that we have. It came from a colleague, my dad. This, along with that one, there is another one in the garden. That's a new fence. New fence, by the way. And yeah, I kept these indoors because I'm kind of worried when things say Zone 8 and up. I'm kind of like, I don't know. But it's already producing a side shoot right here. And the stalks huge. And down here, there's a little tiny volunteer tomato. I don't know what it is. And right here is the volunteer coreopsis. And right down here, I have this thyme, which has taken over the pot, although there's weeds that are peeking up. Crabgrass. I hate it. And over here, if I move the tripod and hit the lemon balm, this is sage, rosemary, and the coreopsis is down here. Right down there. That is a North American native wildflower. And if we come over this way, right down here is a pygmy date palm. And I think this is Cosmos. And on the other side of this, honestly, I thought this was a weed. But then when I pulled it up and dig through the ground, I realized it was turmeric. So I have turmeric. If I can... This is a sago palm, and right down there, I mean not the sago, pygmy date palm. So you see right down here, this is turmeric, which I was baffled to find that. But then I realized I planted turmeric in that pot back in March. And well, it's here. I bring this in the house at the end of the season because it's a perennial in zones, I believe 10 through 12. So, although we left it out one time, I think last year's frost, but then it slowly started coming back, and now it was like that. And then there's a look at everything. There's the butterfly weed, the marjoram, the Thai basil, the deck plants, and the potted sidewalk plants. And now we're gonna go over there, which is good because my phone is complaining that it's too hot. So I might take a little break. Okay, over here, there's a lot of stuff. I have, this is supposed to be blackberry seeds down here, which I'm trying to germinate. I have cilantro, there's asparagus, this is a roll poinciana, 2 asparagus foxtail ferns. I have 3 orange trees, it's so amazing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lemon trees. And then I have some poinsettias. That's another hydrangea. There's some dill over here. And then I have some walking onion too there. And then 2 peach trees. The lower leaves. Oh no, it's not good. The lower leaves started having some kind of disease, so now they basically like peach palms. Oh, excuse me. Well, that's what I call them. But, sneeze things, humidity. Especially these blackberry seeds. Oh, you also have blackberry seeds in the fridge for some cold stratification. And I'm just trying this method to see which is better. Because when I tried the butterfly weed, it germinated without the cold stratification, even though that's what the packet recommended. So I'm gonna take a little break to let the phone cool down, and then we can go in. But first, this is my mom's hydrangea. It is giant. I just remember it when it was little. Yeah, it's struggling. The leaves have some brown spots. The flowers don't look as good, but it's still going, and it comes back every year. And there's our pool and our skimmer robot, which is solar powered, but I'm never gonna get the pool later. And me and my dad built this thing, the old playground. So I'm gonna take a little break and let the phone cool down, and then we can go into the garden. Right, so now after a little break, we're gonna enter the garden. From down here to all the way up here, it's a brand new fence, which is wonderful. But first, I'm gonna show you some. On either side, there's some bean plants, Kentucky Wonder beans, and there's some over there. They are using this as their trellis to wrap around. If you don't know pole beans, they wrap around. And this part is like very sticky. That's what they get wrapped around. As you can see, another example. If I move it over here, see how it's wrapped around there. And I'm having these go this way and those go that way, because obviously I don't want to block the gate. And over here, this is my little pollinator wildflower patch, which there's Plains Coreopsis and tiny Rosinea. And I believe this thing I'm doing right now is an African marigold. I hope it is, because I wanted it. And these are all cosmos. So let's go in. Side the garden, double locked, and here we go. So now we're inside the garden. Let's be mindful of the terrain and the flies. Okay, so right here is mostly a pepper bed. There is some strawberries and weeds, mostly I think it's copper leaf, which has gone insane. Right down here is some mint that I got from the garage, which is a perfect example of why you need to plant mint in a pot, or else it'll take over. Like the garage, I'll probably put it in a pitcher, because I'll probably have to go out there to throw something away. And then over here, this is all a mess. I need to clean it up. And in here, there's some bell peppers, California Wonderful. There's some yellow bell pepper. There's orange. There's a serrano here. And these are volunteer tomatoes. And back here, as you can see, the yellow, that is the calendula. And I also have peppers over here. These are either banana peppers or giant Marconi. I don't know. I have more peppers here, but literally like the day after I got them, it flooded right here. And I had to move the peppers over here. I had to move some squash that I had over in that direction, and it was just a mess, and I lost like and trash. And then speaking of squash, I know you're probably shocked, I have not actually gotten squash this year yet, which is kind of crazy. So right here is, I believe it's a patty pan squash. which I'm very excited to try it. There used to be another squash here, but it just got way out of hand. After so many storms, it got so tangled that I was like, okay, it's probably not going to do anything, so I had to sacrifice it. Oh, so right down here, there's a hosta. And it used to be a shade area over there, but I decided not to use that anymore because the hose couldn't reach over in that direction past the hydrangea. And so we're gonna continue on over here without destroying anything. And now we're here at these tomatoes. These are called tie-dye tomatoes. We haven't got any big tomatoes yet this year. The ones I picked have turned out to be mushy and they were kind of gross. And I have been neglecting these. But there are tomatoes on this plant that I'm trying to stake up. I haven't tied these yet. But there are tomatoes. Here's well, it's supposed to be a mammoth sunflower, but it's got a bud on it. And I hate this vine. It's a heart-shaped pepper vine. Apparently it's native and in the grape family, but the things it produces are inedible. And my dad has gotten a rash from it, which I have not. So I guess it just depends on who it is. And also along the fence is the Virginia creeper, which is also native, but it, as you can see by the name, it creeps everywhere. So now we move on to this bed. Right where I'm stepping, it used to be corn, but thanks to the people at the Epic Gardening Discord server, the corn wasn't probably going to produce anything, which I'm very upset about. But down here I have, I have some peppers that I had to move from behind the camera. They were struggling for a bit, so I took off the fruit that they were producing. And down here is like a random cucumber, which I don't know where it came from. And something's playing in the trees. And over here I have some German Johnson tomatoes. They're kind of everywhere. And these right here are some Cherokee purples, and there's actually tomatoes on the plant that are looking pretty good. So hopefully they ripen before we go to the beach, which we leave for our vacation in 2 weeks. So things are playing in the trees. And here's a better look at the calendula. It's very sticky because it's natural resin. This is a serrano. This is our only spicy pepper. And there's a Cosmo, there's another calendula, there's purple basil. It's very strange. So now we're gonna move on to this U-shaped bed. I don't know where, but I'll figure it out. So I made a quick decision about doing this. Oh wait, here's the Cherokee purple tomato. You can see one right there. And this is looking pretty good. So I'm doing this handheld. Right here is the Mexican sunflower, which has gotten huge. And I cannot wait to see it flower because I heard it attracts bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds like crazy. And down here is some kind of squash. I have no idea what kind it is, but I hope I can get a harvest out of that. And right here, this first one right here is a celebrity tomato. That's technically the first big tomato I picked, but it was so mushy. I don't know what happened. And right here is a black crim, which has been struggling. I don't know why. There's a purple beef stick tomato. And then there's a tomato behind that. I have no idea what that one is. That's a volunteer. There's some cherry tomatoes, and I don't know what these other tomatoes are. And this right down here is the most of the San Marzano tomato. Yeah, you can't even tell it's a tomato, but there are tomatoes on the plant. And there's some more volunteer tomatoes around the oregano, which the bees love the oregano. I've gotten bumblebees and honeybees come to the oregano and they love it. So now we're gonna go over in this direction, which you see there's more stuff. Okay, if I scoot by the tripod and the bean plant, we come to another part of the garden where there's, we have a pickling cucumber vine that's climbing up this old fence. There's a morning glory that I've just left to be there because I know the hummingbirds will like it. And since it's not climbing up anything, oh, there's a hole behind me from the flood. Here's the elephant ear plant, also came from my dad's colleague. And right down here are some caladiums that Delilah destroyed the biggest plant, but I guess it's like a bulb and came back. Here is a pool which will soon be filled with bush beans. There used to be lettuce in here, but it got way too hot for it, so I was like, I'll just plant some of the fall. And here's another banana plant, which I don't know why the leaves look like that. They look a bit sad. And over here, there's some more copperleaf weed. Here's some Gomphrena that's blooming very small. This, I believe, is a dwarf sunflower. Oh, bugs around it, and some more beans that have wrapped around themselves, as you can see right there, which is crazy. There's also the butternut squash there. And if we come over here, I'm sorry the camera quality might seem terrible, it's so hot. Right down there is the bee balm, and it is about to bloom. I'm so excited. So right down here I have Mexican tarragon. There's some parsley, some cosmos, which are looking amazing. And then that entire pot is basil. So there's purple basil, there's Genovese basil, and sweet basil. And there's that morning glory I was talking about. And then that pot, I think, has some volunteer peppers in it. And there's some butternut squash. There's another squash in that pot too. And that's what's left of the lettuce. And down here, climbing up the stick thing, are my Asian string beans, which I'm probably gonna have to harvest. And now we move on to the beds. Actually, no, down here, I have some spaghetti squash, hoping I can get fruit out of it. And then we have some more Asian string beans. And that's what's left of the lettuce that I'm probably just gonna let flower. That already looks like it's gonna be. Okay, so here's some more tomatoes. I have no idea what kind these are. I know some cherry tomatoes. There's some tomatillos. And some more. Another tomato, another one. There's another one here. There's 2 eggplant. And then these 4 patty pan squash. And then I have a dahlia that hasn't shown signs of blooming yet. But I have a feeling it's probably going to bloom right before our first frost, which I always say, like, the first big frost we have here is like a couple days after Thanksgiving. which is very long growing season. So we now come over to the final bed, which has gotten way out of hand. As you can see, it's filled to the brim. Right down here is a Norfolk pine that I just put there. There's a blueberry bush and there's blueberries on it. I'm hoping they ripen before we go to the beach so we can have some beach blueberries. There's a nasturtium that looked like it got hit by a tornado. I don't know what's going on with it. And I have okra, there's some zinnias. The cucumbers have gone crazy. They've climbed over here on the tomato. These are Better Boy tomatoes. I know that. And the okra, there's some okra on the plant, there's flowers. And this is the lime tree that actually flowered in the house, but it just kept dropping and dropping the blossoms. I don't know what was going on, but you can still smell it. It smells amazing. It's nice. And there's some wildflowers down below that are not going to harm the tree. And right down there is a raspberry bush. It used to be a lot bigger until Delilah decided to destroy it. It's wet. Strange. But as you can see, it came back because I kept the root. And over here is my first ground cherry plant. I've tried a couple. They taste pretty good. I think I'll get used to the taste. And there's also another dahlia here. There's a tiny little volunteer tomato right down here. And then the cucumbers, oh my goodness, they have gone insane over this trellis. There's so many flowers. I was really looking here before I started filming, and there was a bee pollinating. So, which is good. And one has decided to use the ground cherry as a trellis. And you guys don't know, ground cherries are actually related to the tomatillos right here, because they both grow in a papery husk. I have not got any tomatillos yet. I'm hoping to get some. And way up here is a Russian giant sunflower. Oh, see, it's not giant. I did have a couple others, but one got destroyed by the heat. Another one I killed accidentally trying to stake it up. And there used to be one on the other side of this bed, but a storm knocked it over. But the bottom stalk is still alive. I don't know if it'll produce anything. I don't know if there is any cucumber. Oh wait, no, there's a pickling cucumber. Most of these cucumbers are a variety called Greenlight, but they are smooth skin cucumbers. And there's someone mowing the lawn. Summer in North Carolina. Oh no, sorry. That is so nice. Wow. That's a nice pickling cucumber. I can tell it's pickling because it's got those little spines. A bug. That's actually pretty nice. I don't know if that's the Wisconsin variety because I know I planted that. But I also planted a Persian gherkin. Oh, there's another one on the other side. And there's a lot of flowers, so the bees can have fun. Go crazy with that. Okay, so that's pretty much it with the garden. As you can see, it's amazing, prolific, and a little harvest for you. That's it. And there's a bean climbing up there. So I'm gonna go in because it's getting a little too hot for me and the phone. So I'll see you guys with the Florida Adventures Season 5 in 2 weeks. Okay, make sure I don't stumble. So I'm gonna harvest these other cucumbers and I'll see you guys when that trip comes. Bye bye.